Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Nice, I got volume. Okay. Check if you can hear the. Hello, YouTube. Nice, I got volume. Okay. All right, cool. So that is all a go. Let me make sure I didn't override my previous video. Trying to build an agent-based model of education, and this is called part 2. I'm pretty sure we'll be good to go. Okay, so then let's go ahead. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is build an agent-based model of education. You all may know from last time. So backspaces, backspaces. Agent script is made by a guy named Back. His username is backspaces. And so the problem before was that, yeah, backspaces worked from backspaces. The problem before is that his version doesn't work on Windows. And so I actually got it to work on Windows. Here's mine. And you can go clone it if you want to and follow these steps and you'll be able to build it. And then you can create your own model on your own local. It uses GitHub pages, so you actually have to push to GitHub before you can see the changes. But an advantage is you don't actually even have to clone the repository to see it working. You can just use this example posted by GitHub through GitHub pages. So here it is. Ta-da. And this is using the version built on Windows. Using basically, here's my contribution: is I made this build.js, js/build.js, and so it mimics his build script using Node instead of using Mac OS flavored Bash or Linux flavored Bash. I'm not sure which flavor of Bash he's using, but his build script doesn't even work with Git Bash, so it's not generic enough. So package.json file, and you can see his script under build. So this is his build script, and then with mine, it's called build node, and it runs that JavaScript file. So you can see that after you install, you do npm run build node. All right, cool. So that is kind of the Windows-friendly ASX that I was trying to get the last time we talked. So that's all done. So now the next thing I tried to do is I'm trying to do my model, Charm. And so this one is a more traditional setup. It's not using GitHub pages. And you see, you clone it, you install it, and you start it. And then you visit localhost. So on my own local, it's already cloned and installed and everything. I don't think it's running, right? Okay, so, and I can show you, yeah, so here's Bash. I have Bash open in conemu. Highly recommend conemu. And it's not, you can see it has errors. It's not currently working, but I can show you it working. It's not like I never got it to work. The current version is not working. So here's Charm. And the current problem is that I am trying to import asx-abm. Let me put this right here, comment this, and then use this guy, and you'll see that it works. Actually, the latest push branch works. So I haven't pushed my local code. I just want to show it to you working, and then we can get into the current, what's the current problem. Okay. Can't resolve this module. Why can you not resolve? Right. I believe the answer is that it needs to be something. Yeah, it needs to be like. My webpack config. Can I? Ah, yeah, I deleted the file. Source, lib. All right, so okay. Yes, here's the log. Here's my working tree change. Let me convert. I deleted the module. Now it's back. All right, now webpack built correctly. So another difference between this application and ASX is that ASX is done with rollup, and it doesn't actually have a server. It uses GitHub Pages. So here I've got Webpack and Express. So it's like a real server. Okay, so now if that's all gravy, let me show you the thing working. And so this is the same diffuse model. See, I'm at localhost. So this is the same diffuse model that comes with ASX. Now this diffuse model is the same model. The JavaScript file itself has been slightly modified. So you can see, for example, I'm extending as.model instead of just extending model. So another thing that Backspaces does is he appends all his functions to the window. So I don't think that's very modular. So I'm actually using AS as a module. Otherwise, it's basically the same thing. I do include 3.js and dat.gui and the other libraries that AS depends on. I include them differently. So they don't need to be specified in this model. Instead, they are specified here, Webpack style async module loading. So this is, you can see these imports. First I get stats and 3 because neither one of them depends on each other, so I can grab them both and promise.all. Then I go to get orbit controls, which is, I'm pretty sure Backspaces made that. I think it's like his custom library. But it depends on 3, so I make sure that I don't load that until after this guy resolves. Guy resolves. It's kind of weird. It actually doesn't look like I'm waiting. Ah, okay, here's why I'm waiting. Because these two are eager. This is Webpack style async loading. So you don't have to arrange your promises like a real promise chain. So eager means that even though this says it's a promise, it's actually going to go ahead and inject it into this JavaScript file when it's transpiled from source to distribution. So it's in bundle 0. Or no, it's in the main bundle called app.bundle.js. I should be able to find it in there. .js. Big old bundle. Anyway, so that's what it looks like. And now what I want to do is actually custom. Well, I want to do two things. First of all, I want to make sure my npm published AS module is the version I'm using here, because currently it's not. And I think the one on npm doesn't work right now. Then the second thing is I want to modify this so that I'm using first Sugarscape and eventually my own model, which I want to extend from Sugarscape rather than this diffuse. So I found main, which is not. All right, this window.free. Okay. This search is really janky. Stats.min.js, it got included right here. So this is the guy, unified version. And it's crammed all into that original bundle because it's eager. Now 0 should be smaller, even though it's still probably huge. And this should be orbit controls, I think. Yeah, 3.orbit controls, if it exists, and that is the same comments issue of console.log. That's also included in the orbit controls itself. Yeah, orbit controls wrapper.js. That's the one from source. Orbit controls wrapper.js, because it's lazily loaded, but it's the first thing lazily loaded. So we got, it's technically considered a different bundle from the webpack point of view. Cool, so let me get out of this and I'll go back to all right, and another thing is, so in Backspace's index, he has the code in index. Obviously, you know, Webpack, I can't do that. I do have this script is statically referenced from my Express server. So you can see that.gui is in my static scripts, and it just gets put over to dist static scripts, that.gui, and diffuse, which is the model itself. So the model is coming in statically. And then style, I don't actually know if this dat.gui.css is needed, so, but I'm keeping it for now. Okay, so app.js, Webpack is going to inject that into my index. And then Webpack is going to inject these eager imports directly in there. So this promise is going to be instantaneous. It's not, so there's no risk of a race condition where this promise finishes first. There's no risk of that, because this promise is actually going to be eagerly resolved by Webpack, which means it's going to be resolved at transpile time rather than at runtime. So this is already injected by the time we get to the dist app.js. It's already injected. So really the runtime code starts here. And where we have this import is lazy, okay, this is a real promise. Right? It's not eagerly resolved promise. It's a real promise at runtime. And so that's why I'm allowed to do this, even though orbit controls depends on 3, there's no race condition. And then dat, you can see that I'm just resolving an empty promise and I'm including it as a script. And that's because to include it this way, I think, unless I'm doing something wrong, it requires an SCSS loader, which I don't have integrated right now, so this was just more straightforward for me. And there's the comment that I'll uncomment whenever I do that integration, if I do it. And so finally, after we have everything else, we can load the ASX library, which is I'm currently serving it the static way, but what I want to do is require it from node modules. So I can do an npm-install and then import it. And that's what I was trying to do, but it was breaking, you could see. And that's because the version on npm is not correct. And so what I want to do is correct that. this version right here is correct, the one on my local that I've been working with. And then, you know, after you get that module loaded, you can init a model. And then this is just the way that I'm initting, and you can see that it's hard-coded at diffuse.js right now. Backspaces, what he does is kind of cool, that you can put a question mark and then the name of your model. It could be fire, diffuse, ants, turtles, flock, whatever. All those different models. And then he variably parses it and sets the script that way. So that wasn't working out of the box. And this gets rid of a lot of that parsing logic. And so I'm just hard coding the model for now. And, you know, it would be trivial to variabilize that. But I'm really only interested in this one model of education. So I'm not really sure it needs to be a variable. In fact, app.js, if you want a different model, you could have a different repository in a different app.js, and you could hard code that over there, or variabilize this one either way. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's try and fix the npm version. So here's the version that works. Let me go see npm. So the npm package is called asx-abm. It's had some success already. You can see, you know, 4 downloads in the last day. Here's all this stuff. Now the thing is, this is not the same one that's on backspaces./asx. So what I got a wild fork. So this is the real Backspaces version, and he's actually introduced some pretty major changes. This is just the 9, but he had fixed issue number 18. Not turtles when using exotic mount. So like 54 additions, 24 deletions. So like some major changes recently. This was 3 hours ago, but actually just a few days ago, he had a huge one. I think this is, yeah, 27 change files. This is a huge difference, right? And I forked way before this. So basically, and then I added a bunch of changes for Windows support. He didn't accept that pull request. And so basically, it's like a wild fork by now. So this asx-abm is based on my fork. It's not actually based on the official repository. I hope one day it is. I hope we merge up later. He has this cool issue, separate model from view. So maybe whenever this guy is solved, we can merge up. Alternatively, I should probably change these in my npm publish. I don't confuse anybody. Okay, so where I am. And yeah, so I want this to work if I do this. So this is the current problem that I'm working on. Now I will probably, I'll like quiet down while I just work on it. I think I already made this change, but let's make sure change the asx-abm main. That is where npm is looking. So I changed it to be as.module.js. Previously, it was looking for the as.cjs.js, which is the common JS module format. This module is a different format. At the end, we just export. It would be even better if I can get orbit controls in here. Require orbit controls. Okay, so here's app.js. asx-abm should be give this a shot. Now I've noticed that killing Webpack, or this is not actually Webpack, this is Express. So I have Webpack build it, then I manually move static over. Webpack, it's a real pain for Webpack to move. Manually move that over, and then I run Express. But Express doesn't want to die sometimes. Sometimes I need to kill my whole command line. It might be because on the other window, my model is like. Finally. Okay. Start it again. So I don't have a watch on here. Webpack watch is giving me headaches. I tried to use the sane watcher, but it actually had an infinite loop because if you wrap. Oh yeah, this is the wrong package. That is the library package. My Mac package JSON. So if you wrap this guy with sane, then Webpack-D transforms and CP it's detected as a file change. It keeps looping. Every time this executes, it runs the watch again. Actually watch it. There's probably some way to watch it, but so got that launched. Host. Let's work. Do I expect it to work? Oh shit, it's working. Look at that. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Okay, cool. Cool, dude. Cool. Now, unless I'm tripping balls, I should be able to delete this module right here, which is what I was trying to do before y'all showed up. Let me. And that might be part of the. Oh, you know what? There's a live connection. That might be part of the reason it does. Right. Okay. We started over. Does it work? Oh, I guess it's already working. Looks like it works to me, bro. Let's commit this so we don't lose our progress. Right? asx-abm. I will actually keep this. I will actually commit this as well. Although this is going to go in a separate repository. Actually, it might not need to. I might be able to commit it right out of here. asx-abm npm package backup. Not including all. Okay, so there's asx-abm. Okay, really that should be a separate repository. It's a separate concern. Now, and I'll get rid of this debug. I don't need that. Now, these guys, delete this guy. Actually, don't need this code. Very simple. Webpack config. I guess I don't need that either. Trying to resolve that way about. If I refresh, it should be gone. Super small change. Love it, love it. Okay, so this is cool. So there's that change. Next change I want to do is use orbit controls from node modules as well. So let's go asx-abm dist, and then this guy should be able to require orbit control. And I hate to do this, but the way backspaces keeps going to window, I think I need to do this. You know what? Let me give it a shot the other way first. Orbit controls. Let's be awesome at first. Let's const. Hopefully this works. Okay, so let's just require orbit control. My app.js, where's orbit controls? Orbit controls. But it needs 3. Maybe we just move this module loading inside of AS. That'd be super nifty if I could do. So I think this part will work. Definitely a wild fork of what backspace is doing. But it's kind of a good thing because look how simple it would be to import AS. It'd be like it'd be almost like a real import. In fact, I wonder if this all works if I could switch that over to eager and make it like normal import. Okay, so here, the webpack style async module loading, right? So we import stat.js, which is okay because this library package, asx-abm, says, hey, here's a dependency. Dependency. Stat.gui, stat.js, and 3. So those have to exist. Unfortunately, the stat.gui expects that you're going to build it. Not cool. Although I might be wrong about that. Might not expect that you're going to build it. Be ideal. Okay, so we import stats, expect it's going to work. We import 3, expect it's going to work. These two are eager. Cool. Now, orbit controls. I think we can do that. From the module's perspective, sibling. Hoping that works. All right. We got orbit controls. You know what? I did this wrong. This needs to be wrapper. It needs to do all that, then load as.module.js. So let's say we called as.premodule.js. Not sure that's a good name. Module.js. All right. All right. So this literally just export AS. So yes. So after I got orbit controls, then I will say all right, and let me go back to my app.js. Then I will load this guy. Okay. All right, cool. So then, but then this should be do export. I'm not sure this is going to work by any. Okay. And I might want to pass this directly instead of going by window, but I'll leave it on window for now. What happens? Probably this shit's great. It built. I don't know how, but it built. Got no errors, but it didn't work. Probably because I never actually did initialize, never expected to make it that far. Okay, so AS. So, oh, yeah. Okay. Import and export may only appear at the top level. Got it. True. Import AS. If I do exports.default, exports.default. Import. I'm allowed to do a promise. All right, let's see. Dude, if that worked, that's too fucking weird. I've never exported a promise in a module. Be awesome. Promise resolver unidentified, undefined. Export equal new promise. So Webpack doesn't have a promise resolver. That's an interesting thing, though. Maybe Webpack promise resolver. Yeah. Webpack resolver does not work when Webpack exports. Damn. Nifty. Okay, so Webpack will run the function exported by the configuration file and wait promise to be cool. Let me adopt this. I don't really want to adopt module.export. Okay. All right, let's do the ugly version. Okay, this is like a configuration. Not look. Same thing. So really, it's orbit controls trying to keep in this whole. Orbit controls needs 3. So what if I go over to orbit controls and I import 3? Now orbit controls is going to import 3. Then here I can load stats. And then just load orbit controls. So you're eager, you're eager. Can you be eager now? And then we can eagerly get all this stuff. Everything is eager. Oh, that's properly. I can only. Wait for you to die. Okay, so then. We can just ignore you. But okay, so now just importing, right? So import you. Orbit control. Got AS. What do you actually everything's eager, right? Easy. Okay, let's see if this works. Woo! Cool. Hey, let export equal new promise. I don't say that anymore. Unless I do. I'm freaking dumb. That was stupid, wasn't it? Cool. Oh, yeah, died quickly. Okay. Not read property. So 3 dot orbit controls. Undefined. Oh, by the time I get here, do I have 3? That's my. Do I have 3? I got 3. 3 is a promise, but it's a resolved promise. 3 dot value. Motherfucker. I even got orbit controls. I just don't have prototype. I even got prototype. Okay, so maybe that's not the event. That's not the problem, huh? 3. I don't know if I can do this, but let's see. La 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 la. Go away, process that. And I wonder if it'd be better if I do require. I haven't used webpack 2. No. Person see. I require instead. That sure would be nice if that just solves everything, wouldn't it? All right, let's dream. Let's dream and use the conemu and dream. Oh, no, you didn't. Bet you didn't work. Actually, I think. Let's see. Got 3. It's a real object. Oh, we got orbit controls 3. OMG. Do I got dat.gui? Do I got dat? I got dat. Do I got stats? Stats is a promise. Okay. So let's go get stats. Statty. Now you're required. You're not import. So if I use import, it's a promise. But if I use require, it's like what I want. Okay? What I want. Why do I not also require everybody? You don't want to wreck shit, John. All right, one step at a time. Let's do one step. La, 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 la. Work. Thank you. AS is still a promise. Do I got stats? Stats is for reals. Stats is for reals. That's import. So you are a require. You are now required. Require. I-R-E. Require. Okay. Elapsed time is 1 hour. I've been coding for a whole hour. Woo! Little process. Oh my golly. All right, let's go get us a new bash, which we have to do every day, apparently. All right, bye, little process. Maybe I should use forever. Okay. AS doesn't work. That's works. Why AS doesn't work? Do I got orbit? Oh, this. This should not be it. Little process. Have AS. So if I have AS, so over an app, I import AS. Because I never actually tried. This is why I wish I did hot module replacement in a watch that works because I gotta redo the thingy. Yeah, buddy! Yeah! All right, this shit works. It works, people. Woo! Man, I hope no one's watching right now because that was stupid. Ha ha! Woo! All right, cool. All right, so let's commit this. So this is the asx-abm dist, and I don't think I really is a rollup config. Read me mention. Maybe the yeah, I need the license. I need the okay. Let's do a separate commit. Got dist and dist. All these things is in dist. This is asx-abm. This is arm asx-abm. So got dist. Let me undo. Let me undo. Okay. I should have just deleted this. Now I got this. Add. Just get add. No. There's nothing to add. Seriously. Or just get add. I'm the best. Okay. A good comment would be refactor as export or npm. Now that I do that, I think get rid of this stuff. I need this. Get rid of got license package license. Do not get. Don't do it. That's it. Unused file. This, and actually I want to update. Okay, this is okay. This npm package is a wild fork of asx. ASX is the next version of the AgentScript 1.0 agent-based modeling framework. Okay. There's a wild fork of asx. Let me go get that link for asx. The purpose of this fork is to facilitate usage via npm-install Actually, I wonder if I can go a step further and just import AX. The purpose of this fork is to facilitate usage of ASX via purpose of this fork is to facilitate usage of ASX via what? Traditional workflow? Where you just say import. Facilitate usage of ASX as an npm Okay, let me see. The original, the main ASX repo owned by backspaces can be found here. The main ASX repo owned by backspaces. Found here. It's like the true ASX. The true ASX repo owned by backspaces can be found here. Contained by backspaces. Found. Okay, the true ASX repo maintained by backspaces can be found here. The wild fork for npm. This wild fork for npm is based off of a frozen release by Vanderveer found here. Okay, this wild fork for npm is based off of this wild fork for npm is published is a frozen release published by Vanderveer found here. Okay. This wild fork for npm is a frozen release published by Vanderveer found here. ASX is the next version of. I can get rid of all this stuff. Da, 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 da. Leave the license. Okay, and we'll say for an example on the usage of this. For an example on this library, C the source for charm ABM or cut to the good stuff and view a running model via pages. Right, did this guy die yet? He died. So now we're going to see if import AS. Problem. This is a problem because this is a unexpected token. So I say import AS from AS. Can I do this? Not reuse Philip under. Cool, that works. Okay, model. That's pages. Create the frozen branch. Well, let me also select. Huh, okay, let's leave the bugs with him. Bugs. Bring them to me. Okay. Yeah, I mean, really, if there are bugs, they should In this version, they should bring them to me. So let's own it. This is the home page, right? Boom. Let's asx. Spaces. Okay. I think this. So what did I do? I switched over to me. Refactored for EM. All right, so let's try and publish it now. All right, so it's up to version 3.3. Now let's see if that ruined everything or not. Here it says 3.2. We got 3.3. Okay, so that's all good. This is so in theory, I don't need you anymore, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all are here. We got rid of orbit. And remove AS. I can reinstall it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Install this. Cool. Cool. So yeah, okay, redo that. npm remove. All right, so my package.json now says I got 3 to 3, 3.3. Loving it. Loving it. Okay, so we bumped the library asx, right? Bump library asx and removed orbit controls. Now let's test. Still works. Love it. This is asx-abm, asx. La 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 la. Okay. All right, so here we got rid of the whole lib folder actually. Static lib. I didn't just commit node modules, did I? Oh, it gave a green check mark on Tortoise. It scared me. Okay. Now that all this is true, I want to cut you, paste you, cut you. Buy all the stuff. Seriously, where all my shit just should I keep it called version 2, even though it's version 3? Ugh, that's pretty dumb, wasn't it? So it calls it 3.3, but if I go, now I'm in maybe installed asx JSON, calls it 3.2. I actually need to make it .4 now because I'm stupid. All right. Here's hoping this shit still works. You want to save the file and override those changes. Override them. Thank you. Now when I npm install, it should also be now you say .4, right? Loving it. Everything is so awful if like everything. Sorry. So bad. Nice. Off to the races, right? Boosh. Awesome. Can you say 3.4? You say 3.4, still pointing to backspace. Like, thought I changed. So, you over here, and directory. Cool, let's leave it alone. Now we are done with that library. We can focus on our model. Love it. All right, so I feel like this is like a perfect stopping place. Like next video, we can like really focus on the model itself instead of all this extraneous stuff of getting work as a librarian. All right, thank y'all for watching.